Hello everybody, I hope you're all well. So this week I'm going to have a go at making some oak gall ink in a traditional manner. Now, oak gall ink was used centuries ago to write manuscripts, and I'm going to try and create the ink in a similar technique today. It's a very, very autumnal day, very rainy, so I'm just going to sit down here and finish my cuppa before we get going. Now, the oak gall ink, the oak galls that I'm using come from a wasp which lays its eggs in the little parts of the branch where the acorns will grow, and the oak tree reacts to this by forming a coating of wood, I guess, around the eggs, and it creates these sometimes round galls which are called apple galls, and sometimes knobbly looking galls which are called knopper galls. And it's knopper galls that I'm using today because those are the galls that were most frequent in this area where I live. I found some oak apple galls, the round ones, but I only have about 6 of those. There's knopper galls in a park all over the place, not long from here, not far from here. So I had loads of those, so I'm just testing this out on those. And what you need to do first of all is soak them, crush them up first with a hammer or a rolling pin, and put them in a bag, crush them up, and then you soak them in rainwater for 3 or 4 days, maybe up to a week. Now mine have been soaking for a week, and as well as soaking the galls, I've had some steel wool soaking in vinegar in a separate container. And what we're going to do is combine the two, and hopefully we'll get 2 different colours of ink. I'm really excited to see how this turns out because I've never done this before. So these are the knopper galls. I still have quite a few left, so you can see they're kind of irregular, knobbly looking. And these ones are the apple galls, so you can see they're completely different. They're round, and they're all hard, the apple galls especially. And what you'll notice is that they have holes in, and this is where the matured wasp has exited. The larvae grow within these little knobbles, and then there's the hole, and then the mature wasp chews its way out and off it flies. So I guess these are different wasps to the round galls, to the knobbly galls. And you can also get very, very tiny ones, I don't know whether I've got any left, called these, like these, which are called currant galls because they look small like currants. And they can all be found on oak trees, and it seems to be different parts of the country will have more of one wasp than the other. You can see where the wasp has exited, and you can just find them on oak trees. So these sort of galls will fall to the floor once the wasp has exited, and you'll just find them lying all over the place underneath the oak tree. The round galls, the oak galls, these tend to still be attached to the branch, sometimes higher up, but there's very few that I found in my area. It's mainly these, but they seem to work just as well, so I'm okay with that. Right, so this is my solution of steel wool soaking in vinegar, which has been soaking for a while. It seems to have, it should have been like a black colour, and it was black, but now it's gone rusty watercolour, and it's pretty much dissolved all the steel wool. So I think a week in hindsight was too long for that, And apparently you should also leave it soaking with the lid off because it releases gases, which I didn't know. It smells awful. It smells, well, it just smells like vinegar. So I've strained it and put some in here anyway, which I'm going to try for the ink. I have some clove oil. This is my strained knopper gall ink, because once they'd been soaking, I just strained the solution into this jar, and we have a lovely dark browny colour liquid there, which is our oak ink. And I have a jar to mix the two inks, and in here I have some gum arabic solution. I'm going to use a little bit of that in my jar just to make the ink thicker, but I'm going to test it without the gum arabic solution first because I like to see the difference in the two. So I'm going to take that one upstairs to add later. So we're just downstairs in my mucky workroom. So let's just see if we can pour a little bit of the strained oak gall ink. I don't know ratios. And then we're going to add, I don't know whether this needs a shake. Looks like it might need a shake. What is essentially rusty ink, rusty vinegar solution. This is probably going to be messy. Yeah, hence I did it in here. And what should happen, I'm just going to cover that up again, is that it turns really dark. And it has turned really dark. Exciting. So now we're going to go upstairs, back into my little art space. I'm going to clean this mess up. And we're going to see how on paper the colours turn out. Okay. So let's try, and just for fun, I'm going to use a feather. This is the oak gall ink. So I'm going to give it a little swoosh. I've got some nice paper here. So what we've got, as you can see, is a nice light brown colour. Very similar to the walnut ink, but not quite as aged. So this is the oak gall ink neat. Now this is the oak gall ink with the iron solution. Wow, what a different colour. That's crazy. So this is how they made black ink in years gone by. Let's see if I can actually draw with this. That's beautiful. I'm wondering whether this would work with all walnut ink. That's a really rich colour. I want to see, it'd be interesting to see what colour this dries. So we shall wait and see. Let's just draw a nice little tree. And then there is another little trick we can do. I always draw trees, you know I do. There is another little trick we can do where we get, I'm going to try with a paintbrush. I get some of the vinegar solution, some of the oak gall ink on its own, and then voila, That's amazing. So just the rust solution directly onto the oat gall ink and it makes it go black, just to prove that it does work. That's absolutely amazing. That's just alchemy. So this is the ink, remember, without any gum arabic added to it, so it's very runny. I have added some clove oil to the oat gall ink because I want to keep this colour as well, because I might like to paint backgrounds with the two colours and then add the rust for the reaction. And the clove oil, sorry, as I was saying, the clove oil will, helps to stop it go rusty. Not rusty, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm so amazed by this magic. The oat gall, the clove oil stops it going mouldy. I haven't added any clove oil to this ink because I'm assuming that the rusty water will do that, but I don't know. So if it goes mouldy, I'll have to throw it away, but I've still got enough rust water and ink to make some more, so it's a bit of an experiment, so we'll see. So there you go, traditional oat gall ink. Have a great week, everybody.